So staffing model is nothing but which defines how jobs are created in Workday. Okay. Which define how your jobs are created in Workday. Okay. And then, as I said, we have two types of staffing model. One covers position management, the other covers job management. Okay. So if you are creating any supervisor organization staffing model called position management staffing model, which means that you wanted to go for hiring for an employee by positions actually. So meaning that you wanted to have employee to be hired based on positions. Okay. So when you select position management staffing model, you wanted to have position to be available if you wanted to hire an employee. So when you select staffing model and when you're trying to hire an employee without position, system will not allow you. Okay. So you need to have a position to be available whenever you wanted to go with position management staffing model. Whereas job management staffing model, you don't need any positions to be available. Okay. Without positions, you can go for hiring. Broadly, what it can mean is anyone who meets the expectations of the job. Okay. So like daily laborers, okay, daily plant workers, okay, daily, laborers, who actually work for 2 or 3 days of work and then, go off kind of things. Okay. So just meet the needs of the job can go mostly in manufacturing organizations. Okay, you might be seeing these kind of positions where there won't be any kind of position needed for these kind of jobs, daily labors. So the organization, they'll just hire based on the job restrictions. If person is meeting the job needs, they'll hire, and there is no terminations. Nothing will happen for this kind of labors. So 1 or 2, 3 days, if their work is done, they'll go off. Okay, such kind of positions you might be seeing, which are kind of job management staffing model. Okay, so position management, need to have a position to be available. Job management, there is no need for you to have a position in order to hire an employee. Okay, if a person just meets the needs of the job, responsibilities to be performed, that person will be hired without any position. Okay. So that's the different, and 99.9% of the customers, Workday customers, will go with position management staffing model. Okay, that is the only model which will be used max to max in all the cases. But 1% I can say in these organization types which have very broad job requirements like manufacturing industries or food industries, any kind of other hardcore organizations where they don't need any kind of positions for daily laborers, plant workers, kind of organizations might go with job management staffing model. Okay, but max to max in all the cases you will be seeing position management staffing model will be the added for the supervisor organization to manage staffing of an employee. Okay. Any questions anyone have here?
Okay. Amit, one question.
Yeah.
You said that without position we can't create any job, right?
Without position, I did not say that. Without job profile, I said actually. Okay. So whenever you wanted to actually have position in general scenario, a job profile had to be attached for the job profile or for the position actually. Okay. Without job profile, you cannot have a position to be created. Most of the real-time cases go actually. You can create a position without job profile, but in actual scenario, that won't work actually. Any position you create needs to have a job profile because recruiters will be posting jobs in job portals, right? They go with a job requisition actually. So in order to post job requisition in job portals, job profile has to be there and position has to be there. So in real case, you need to have a position with job profile. Without job profile, you cannot create a position.
Okay. For job management, can you create a number of jobs or like we have a limit for that to be done?
We don't need job for job management. No, that's what, right? We are not creating a position for job management. We can directly go and hire an employee.
Okay. You said that if a person works, they need to be attached to a supervisory or a supervisory organization, right? To a manager or a supervisory organization.
That's what I said. No, if you are going with position management staffing model, a position has to be created in order to hire an employee. If you are
Okay.
creating a supervisor organization with job management as staffing model, you don't need any position. You can directly hire an employee.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So now we'll try to perform as an activity. Okay. I hope you all got your tenants. Anyone did not get tenant? Okay, try to get by tomorrow. So we'll be performing, I think, today, tomorrow. I think this entire week we'll go for hands-on, I believe, till we hire an employee into the system. Okay, so all the active, whatever the concept that we have discussed, till we hire an employee into the system, I think we'll be going with activities. So if you didn't get any tenant now, place a request and get a tenant by tomorrow, so that you should be able to parallelly do, or right after this session, you can take that as a reference what we discussed. You can perform as an activity. Okay. So today's activity would be one. In order to create a supervisor organization, we need to have first non-supervisory organizations we need to create. Okay, company, cost center, other non-supervisor organizations. First, we need to have non-supervisor organizations to be available. Then we create a supervisor organization, attach non-supervisory to supervisor organization, and then go for hiring an employee. Okay. So first, we need to have company or you can do a cost center. A cost center we need to have. Okay. In order to create a supervisor organization, first we will be creating non-supervisor organizations, which includes company, cost center, and other non-supervisor organizations we will be creating. And once we have non-supervisor organizations created, we'll create a supervisor organization and attach these non-supervisor organizations to supervisor organization. And then we'll have proper structure where we can hire an employee, we can create positions, and we can hire an employee into the supervisor organizations. Okay. So, but before you create a company and cost center, there must be something that should hold this company in cost center. Okay, which is nothing but company hierarchy. Okay. There must be something called company hierarchy or cost center hierarchy should be available in order to hold, okay, your company and cost center. Okay.
Could you please repeat it?
Yeah. So before we create company and cost center, there must be an organization that will be holding these companies, holding cost centers. Okay. Those are typically called hierarchies. Company hierarchy will be holding all the companies. Cost center hierarchy will be holding all the cost centers. For example, we have Amazon India. We have Amazon Singapore. Okay. So in all the countries, almost Amazon is there. Okay. But what is the parent company of Amazon? Okay. So it should be something top level company, right? Which under which all these different country Amazons are created. Okay. So a company hierarchy has to be there that should be holding other sub companies, I can say. Okay. So
basically, company is holding other entities, right? The other entities are under company.
what are other entities you mean to say?
I mean, company hierarchy is below company, right?
No. Company is below company hierarchy.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Company hierarchy is a kind of umbrella that will be holding all the companies.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Thanks.
And similarly, cost center hierarchy is a kind of umbrella that will be holding all the cost centers. Okay. If I'm creating company in India, okay, so that India company has to roll up to one parent company. Either it can be, all, let's say, for example, Amazon US is there, Amazon India is there, Amazon Singapore is there, Amazon Australia is there. Okay. So all these companies have to roll up to one company hierarchy, which we can name it as all Amazon companies or all companies. A kind of hierarchy will be creating. And under this hierarchy, all the companies that we have in all the countries, we will be creating and will make those companies to roll up to company hierarchy, which is a top level company. Similarly, we discuss supervisory organization. The first top level organization will be managed by chairman of the company. Okay. And then all the subsequent subordinate organization will be rolling up to the top level hierarchy. Similarly, for company hierarchy also, we need to have all the companies to be added under, and similarly cost centers also. Okay. And when you create a company and cost center, there is one prerequisite that you need to understand, which is reorganization event. Okay. Reorganization event is nothing but a date. Okay. Which tracks the addition, removals, or any updates you are making to organization. I'll give you description in an understandable way, but technically it should sound like this. Okay. And this is for all the organizations. Okay. Not specific to any specific organization. All the org types. Okay. So to explain it clearly, reorganization event is nothing but a container that tracks all the changes that you're making to the organization. Okay, whenever you create any organization, this reorganization event comes up. Okay, and ask you to give the date. Once you give the date, it will allow you to create an organization or update the organization or edit the organization. Okay, without reorganization event, you cannot create, update, or do any changes to the existing organizations. Okay, so I can say reorganization event is nothing but which allows you to actually create an organization, delete the organization, or you cannot delete the organization, you can inactivate the organization. You can inactivate the organization, or you can make any changes, updates to the organization. Okay, that's what reorganization event talks about. Okay, so in a single line, so reorganization event is a bucket or a container that you should track the changes that are happening for the organization. Okay. And it is a date actually. It's not a kind of any configuration. It's just a date. Okay. So it's just a date you give, and a reorganization event for the date will be created. And whatever changes that you are making, if you're creating an organization, that will track that timestamp actually. So if you're creating a supervisor organization, next 5 minutes. Okay. So it will be tracking the date, time when the supervisor organization is created. Tomorrow, when you edit the supervisor organization, change the name of the supervisor organization. Your reorganization event will track that one. Okay, what time it has got changed, what time it got edited, and day after tomorrow, if you inactivate that supervisor organization, that it will be tracked by reorganization event. Today it got created, tomorrow it got updated, and day after tomorrow it got removed. Okay, so you will be getting all this information through reorganization event actually. So you can actually typically use reorganization for reporting purposes to track all the changes that are happening for the organization. Okay. So whenever you create any supervisory organization or any other organization, not just a supervisory organization, your Workday system will prompt for reorganization event. Okay. And you need to give the reorganization date, which will allow you to track the changes that you're making. Okay. And the date that we typically give is 01/01/1900. Okay, This is the date that we generally give whenever we create any organization, be it supervisor organization, be it company, be it cost center, any other organization. 01/01/1900 is the date that we generally give. Okay. The reason why is by giving this kind of reorganization event date, your implementation will not have any implications actually when you're implementing any workday. Okay. And after you implement a workday, then after 1 year or 2 years, that company has acquired another company. Then the problem starts actually. Okay. Then the problem starts. If your company is created with this reorganization event, you should be able to acquire, legally merge all the employees from other company to this company, because this event reorganization is actually created with 1/1/1900. Okay. And the previous company that you're merging existing in the market from 1985. Okay. So all the employees who are in this company, almost 50% of the employees are long-term employees. Okay. So since the company exists from 1985 and your reorganization for new company that is 1900, I think this falls within this one. Okay. So that you should be able to merge the other company to this one. Or let's say if you created reorganization from current date. Okay. From current date in the sense, let's say 07/29 2024. Let's say if I created a company with this date. Okay. Now a company you got acquired on this company name, let's say as A company. Okay. As A company. And the other company, you're going to acquire a company called B. Okay. Company called B, acquired in the market, exists in the market from last 20 years. Okay. Okay. So the acquired company that you're planning to acquire exists in the market from 2000. Okay. Now, when you try to acquire this company into A company, this will not work actually, because your A company has got created under 07/29/2024, but your B company exists in the market from 2000 actually. So there is no chance for you to actually merge company that is less than the company establishment date for A company. Okay. In case if it is 1999, I think this falls within that. You should be able to merge this company. Okay, because this exists from 2000 and from 1 year before your new company exists actually. Your A company exists actually. So that you should be able to. Okay. So in order to have a kind of proper structure when you're creating any companies, your reorganization event should always be 01/01/1900 is a kind of date your reorganization has to be, so that your acquisitions will not impact hugely. So if you actually create any supervisor organization with a current date, then that would be a problem actually. So not immediately, probably in future, when you're planning to acquire any company or when you're planning to include or increase headcount, that will badly impact your configurations because you have not handled any reorganization event date structure that allows you to acquire a company within the date range actually. So such kind of issues that you'll be seeing. So that's where Workday recommends a kind of best practice whenever you're creating any organization, be it company, be it cost center, be it location, be it supervisor organization, any location, take. So that date should be 01/01/1900 has to be the date. So that will be compatible with all the dates, and you should be able to have smooth acquisitions or smooth mergers when you're acquiring any company. Any questions on this? I think this will be little I won't say complex or difficult. but a kind of a confusional understanding will create. Okay, so I want everyone to have a proper understanding on this, because based on this your org structure will be defined. Actually, let me know anyone for whom reorganization event is not clear.
Reorganization is nothing but maybe a log, right?
Yeah, kind of thing you can take in that way.
Yeah, okay.
So just for reporting, you can actually use that when someone asks you, I wanted to have what all the changes that happened for the company. Okay, what all the changes that I've got for the company right from the first day that company has got created. Okay, so if someone asks you that, so the best way for you to get that information is through reorganization event. Okay, which will give you complete details when it got created, when it got updated, when it got added with other companies, when it got removed with other companies. All this kind of information you should be able to get from reorganization event.
Okay, it will give you history, not only for part, it will give you whole history when it was created, who changes.
Everything will get it.
Okay.
Okay. So that is what you should be. When you join any customer organization, if you're getting any tickets related to creation of supervisor organization or creation of a company's cost center, you need to check what reorganization event that they are using. Okay, so are they using 010? Maximum they'll be using 0101 1900, but it's better for you to check with what name they have created this. Okay, you can actually check this. That will give you a kind of enough information. Okay. That's about the reorganization event which you need to know. With that, I think we got all the understanding of the prerequisites to create organizations. Okay. Now going back to Workday. So I'll give Amit just a kind of random name, but every organization will follow their own naming standards. You don't need to consider whatever naming standards that I'm going with. Every organization will have their own naming standards actually. So you need to follow them. So what I need to give? 01, 01, 1900. So I've created with Amit reorganization event. Then I have company hierarchy label that got created where I can create a company hierarchy. Okay. Can anyone name one beautiful company name? Just like Amazon, just like others. Anyone name? We'll be using the same company throughout our HCM session. Okay.
Nestle.
Can we use WeWork?
What is that? WeWork?
WeWork.inc like that.
Okay.
Can we give same name to reorganization and name?
No, need not be. The reorganization, generally how reorganization naming standards will be is, generally per my experience, if you're creating a company, okay, this should be a reorganization event for a company. Okay, if you're creating a cost center.
So is it defined by Workday or it is your general practice?
It is defined by customers only. It's not by Workday. Generally, for all the customers, any reorganization that they wanted to go for new companies, cost centers, okay.
Okay.
Create super. Again, this is depends upon the organization. It's not that Workday has defined any standards. Every organization will go as per their own standards. Okay. That's it. I have given something like this for me to identify even after creating multiple organization type to identify the reorganization event, I prefix with my name, but you don't need to follow the same actually. You can go with any other different standard naming formats actually. Okay. So we'll be doing, I'll show you the standard naming convention. We work batch 7 I'll get. Okay, so that I should be able to. I don't think this seems company. So whenever you create a company hierarchy, subtype should always be company hierarchy. And visibility should be always everyone, because that will give access for every employee to undergo the organization hierarchy. Okay. If you are giving only specific roles, only they can view this organization, but that is not as per the standards. Any organization that we create, typically, every employee should have access to view that one, so that they can actually view from the organization chart actually. Okay. So once I click on OK, your company hierarchy will be created. But before that, what I'm doing is, you can see these roles actually. Okay, these roles have defaulted, and all the roles are assigned to Jacqueline, which will not be the case actually. So what I'm going to do is, roles, I'll be removing all the roles. Okay, and probably when we get into the security session, you will be getting more information about what is the role. Okay. So you'll be getting a lot of information on the roles. For now, what I'm doing is, I'll be removing all the roles that are there, which are invalid actually. So generally, every role should be assigned to a unique person, but I see every role that got created in this trend is actually rolling up to the same person, which will not be the case actually. So I'll be removing these 15 roles.
Amit, sorry for the interruption.
Mm-hmm.
These are inherited from company hierarchy, right?
No. Whenever we create these roles, no, HRIS partner or HR generalist or agritech corporation, whenever we create these roles, right, you'll have an option to actually select company hierarchy, company, cost center, supervisor organization, location. You'll have options actually. Okay. So when you create any organization with those options, that will be defaulted to those organizations. Okay. Let's say HRIS partner I've created, and I've selected when I created this role, I've selected a company hierarchy and then submitted OK. And then when I'm creating a company hierarchy, this will be defaulted actually. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll be removing this to avoid any kind of improper errors for us. So I have removed all the roles. Now click on OK. Now I have Weaver Global Company Hierarchy created actually. Okay. So we have a hierarchy, and now I'll create companies under this hierarchy. Okay. So there is a task called create company. Because we have hierarchy that we created, now we are going to create a company. I'm going to use same reorganization event that I've created, so that I can track all the actions that I'm doing under one reorganization event. Okay. I've selected the same reorganization that I've created earlier, and I've selected the same one for the other company that I'm going to create. Reorganization event company. So here we can have countrywide companies. We will So we need to give here. Subtype. So there are some options. I'll talk about those options. Company. So since we are creating a company now, I've created a company. Okay. And you can see here include code in name. Okay. include code in name. Okay, if you want any code here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want this code to be added in the name, okay, it will be added like this. Okay. So if you select this option, yeah.
Code can be numeric or it can be alphanumeric. Is there any limitation to it?
No, it can be alphanumeric also. There is no specific format. If you wanted to go with any code, you can actually add the code and include the code in checkbox. Then this code will get added to the name of the company.
Okay.
And then visibility again should be everyone always, because everyone should have access to view their organization hierarchy. Okay. Here I'm seeing another 23 roles which are assigned to same Jacqueline. So I don't want these roles to be defaulted. Okay, I'll remove them.
Amit, quick question. In real scenario also, if the user, suppose I'm logging to this tenant, then I'll be able to see like these all roles will be assigned to this.
No, in real tenant, we will not be creating invalid roles, no? We will not be creating this many invalid roles assigned to the same person. We will not be doing that. Okay, since this is a training tenant, people who have created, they would have created these roles and assigned to the same person actually. But in real time, we will not do that. We will be creating, let's say, compensation partner role. Okay, we will be creating and we'll be assigning to compensation team. An HR partner role we'll be creating and we'll be assigning to HR team. Okay, so like that we'll be creating, and each role will be assigned to specific team member actually by assigning the role. But here you are saying different actually. Okay, every role that got created is getting assigned to the same person. Okay, so that is the reason why we don't want to have anything invalid. We'll actually, for that reason, we'll be removing all these things and give clean structure for the activity that we will be doing. Okay, so that we'll not get confused when we'll be discussing.
Okay, and just a quick one more is like these generally whatever the role requirements for that user, that user will define us that suppose they need some manager position or like development positions like that, they will be defining, or we have to think of like depend on the requirements.
So these roles will be majorly created during the implementation stage of Workday. Okay, so role is nothing but something in a part of security actually. So during implementation of your Workday system, all the roles will be created actually.
Okay. Those would be defined by the user, right?
You mean to say roles?
Okay. Yeah. Means like they need 10 roles or 10 number of positions.
They will not say like 10 or 12. So implementation partner will say, generally when you're implementing a compensation module, so what kind of roles will generally have a compensation model? We'll have a compensation partner, we'll have a compensation analyst, we have a compensation coordinator. Example. Okay, so 3 roles we'll typically have in general scenario for compensation module. Okay, so business will actually see, is this valid or not? So compensation partner should have access to something. So they'll actually have a kind of internal discovery session and they'll confirm, yes, we are good with these 3. Compensation partner you can create and assign it to any kind of default organizations. Like if you wanted to have this role to be inherited to all the supervisor organizations whenever you create. So you will be creating the role with supervisory option actually. So that whenever you create a supervisor organization, this role will be defaulted to that particular organization.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
If anything is not clear, let me know. Okay. Because this is one of the primary concept that you need to be aware. Okay. So I've removed all the roles and I'm creating a company. Okay. Giving a company currency. Now I have created US company. Okay. US company, since I've selected, select code. Okay. Include code in the name option I've selected. That is the reason why this got added. If I wanted to have just a name and no code, what I can do is I can edit this Okay.
Also, a question, is there any limit to the company code, like number of characters we can
No,
put
no,
in company code?
there is no limit.
Okay.
There is no limit. So I'll remove this one so that I'll have something clean name. We can edit and remove the name. So view company is a kind of task that you can actually use where you can find option to edit and make changes. Okay. You can see now since we have removed option, it is not adding actually. Okay. So now we have a company that we created. And if you wanted to add this company to the hierarchy, okay, you need to go to the hierarchy that we have created. This is company hierarchy, right? That we have created related actions of the company hierarchy. Drop the scroll bar down. Go to the reorganization event. Assign included organizations. Okay. Add this, and then again it will ask reorganization event because we are updating the existing organization. It will ask. So I can actually include the company that I wanted to add. So now I've added company to company hierarchy. So if you wanted to see the structure of this company hierarchy, you can actually go to the org chart and you can find under this hierarchy, one company is there, and that's the reason you're seeing one here. That's how you're seeing it. Okay. Company hierarchy and company. When you have a top level company and you have companies in all the countries, first you create a top level company and then have a kind of all the company establishment you will create. And then however I've assigned, right? Similar way you will be assigning that to the top level company. So which is a parent company, you can say. Anyone have any questions in creations? I'll do one more thing.
Yes,
But
Amit, can you
before-
please
what is that? Any question?
can you please go over once again?
Yeah, I'll do. Don't worry. I'll create one more thing and I'll show you. But any questions in the navigations or any questions on the topic? So what I'll do is I'll create one more company for India. Create company is a task. I said, right, reorganization event is very important. It is a kind of prerequisite. You cannot skip reorganization event. Okay. For every update, for every activity that you do, creation, removal, update, anything, this will pop up. Okay. Now, I'm creating a company. I give we work India. Okay. Subtype, since everyone should be having access to view the organization structure, I'll be creating for everyone. The subtype is nothing but company, sorry. Visibility for everyone. Visibility is for everyone because everyone should have an access. And then you can actually have a company currency based on the country. INR. Okay. Now remove all the again. So this is not the activity that you do in real tenant. Only in this training tenant, you'll be doing this.
Is there any way to select all rows together?
Unfortunately, no, we don't have all one option to actually select all those things. But since this is not a kind of activity that you'll be seeing in generally, right? You won't be facing this thing in real tenant. Probably since this is a training tenant, okay, you should be seeing this roles created for the same person. But in general, you'll not see this such. So you won't be needing this kind of options to perform in real tenant.
So in real tenant, these assign roles option is not there when we are creating a company, right?
No, you'll get, but you'll not be seeing, because in this tenant, the reason why you're getting this here is people who have created all these roles here, right?
Okay.
They've assigned company and that role is assigned to Jacqueline. Okay, but in general, we'll not do that actually. Okay, in general, so we'll create specific roles actually. Let's say if it is core HR role, we'll be creating HR coordinator or HR partner. If it is benefits, we'll be assigning to benefits partner and benefits coordinator. All these roles will be assigned to specific teams actually, business teams. Okay, but here you can see every role that got created here is assigned to Jacqueline actually.
So you are saying roles will be there, but assigned to a column will not be there. Is it?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, you'll not be seeing. Okay, you'll not be seeing all these roles assigned to one person kind of option. You'll not see this kind of view. You'll not see in real tenant.
Okay.
You'll be seeing standard roles like compensation partner. Okay, compensation partner is assigned to compensation team, or benefits partner assigned to benefits team. Okay, such kind of genuine real roles you'll be seeing, but not like junk roles. Okay, one role is assigned to, or multiple roles are assigned to same person kind of thing. You'll not be seeing.
So in real life scenario, instead of deleting all these, we can just skip it and press OK. Will this work?
You'll not be getting any need to remove, no, because this kind of activity will not be performed in real tenant, right? So we'll not be creating any invalid roles like this. Okay. So since this is a training tenant, people unknowingly or knowingly, they'll create and assign to the same person. So that to avoid any kind of issues in our organization hierarchy, we will be removing. But in general scenario, people will not be doing that. No, if they wanted to do practice, we have a sandbox instance. They can do practice. But in production, you'll not be seeing these cases.
Okay, got it.
Basically, role is nothing but a security. Okay, so role is nothing but a security that gives permissions to perform as an activity. So once we get into the security topic, we will be learning more about roles, and that time you'll understand with what kind of setup this behavior is happening, kind of thing. Okay. So only 1 or 2 minutes, probably if you invest. By removing this, you'll have a kind of clean org structure. Or else if you don't remove, Jacqueline will be the, for company hierarchy, there won't be an issue. But when you create a supervisor organization, you'll be seeing similar kind of case for supervisor organization also. If you won't remove So Jacqueline will become manager for your supervisor organization. So that is something, probably you should be knowing. So I created one company. Again, we work India. So now I wanted to attach this company to the hierarchy. Okay. So what should I do? I need to go to the hierarchy. This one. I need to go to this hierarchy. Related actions of this hierarchy. So these three dots that you see, right? For any object, you will be seeing this. The three dots we typically call technically as a related actions. Okay. Whenever I talk about related actions, you need to think of options for that object that you have created. Okay, you can think. So these are all the options that I have for company hierarchy that I've created. Okay, so you need to note that these three dots refer to related actions. Okay, now I wanted to attach company to this hierarchy. So what should I do? I need to go to the reorganization. Where is that? Reorganization event, assign included organizations. Reorganization, what is that? Which we created. We'll be using this and give this company name. Okay.
I
Very well.
have confusion here.
Yeah.
If you go
But-
back
Mm-hmm.
on the previous tab,
Mm-hmm.
so reorganization I understood, but organization, we work global companies hierarchy.
Okay. Let me add this. I'll show hierarchy and walkthrough.
Yeah.
So I'm adding India company that I've created to the hierarchy. Okay.
Right.
So now I've created two companies, and before that I've created one hierarchy. I've attached those two companies to this hierarchy. If I go to the org chart, I should be able to see the structure of that. Okay.
So basically, before creating hierarchy, we need to create reorganization event, and under that reorganization, we first need to create a company hierarchy, and then after that, we need to create companies, right?
Yeah. So if you look back few minutes back, what we've done is we created our first company hierarchy. Okay. So when we created first company hierarchy, we have created a reorganization event. Okay. And we are using the same reorganization event for all the companies and the two companies that we have created. Okay. So basically, so if you go to the, let's say if I go to this option and if I wanted to show you the reorganization activity for this one, or there should be a task called view reorganization task should be there. View reorg. So there should be a task called view reorganization event. If it is not there, we'll be finding here. So you can see here in the hierarchy or any organization, if you go, you can find organizations, view reorganization. If you select this, so this is the reorganization that I've created. You can see all the transactions that has happened here. Okay. So what I've done, two companies I've created. Those two company assign included organizations. You can see here, we work USA, we work India. Okay. And then first I've created a company hierarchy. You can see company hierarchy I got created. With the timestamp also, what time, what date I've created, everything has got tracked. Okay. So whatever changes that I'll be making under this reorganization event called Amit reorganization event, everything will be tracked here.
Yep, got it.
Okay. So basically, first what we have done, we've created a company hierarchy. Okay, and then what was the prerequisite for creating any reorganization, any organization? We need to have a reorganization event. So first we have created a reorganization event, added that for company hierarchy, and the same event is used for creating a company, the two companies, and we wanted to track. We wanted to see the log. So that's how you can go to any reorganization, any organization, and find out view reorganization, you should be able to see the complete history of the reorganization event, where it has been used, under which it has been used. You should be finding all the information.
Amit, can you once again show how to add a company to the hierarchy?
Yeah. So this is a hierarchy, no?
How did you go to this page?
So you can actually, if you wanted to go to this page, right, whenever you have created hierarchy, you can actually enter the company hierarchy name here. For any organization like company, cost center, supervisor organization, you have a task actually. View company, view supervisor organization, view cost center. Task is there, but for hierarchy, you don't have any task. Okay. When you give the hierarchy name, you should be getting the hierarchy in the system. You don't have any task to access company hierarchy or cost center hierarchy. So that's why what I'm doing is I'm actually giving the company hierarchy name. It should be quick actually, but since the talent is slow, you'll be seeing the talent is slow. So you can see the hierarchy what we created is popular. Click on this one.
The hierarchy name won't reflect in real production tenant in the recent tabs.
I didn't understand your question. It won't reflect means?
I mean, suppose we have a list of recent tabs, right, on which we worked or recent reports. So can we not access the company hierarchy from those tabs?
You can do that. Tab doesn't matter. Workday system matters here actually. Okay. I can close completely everything and I can actually log in again to Workday. I can access this company hierarchy. The company hierarchy is sitting in Workday, right? So it's not about tab actually. So you need to have something to be returned from the system, where if you give the input in the search bar, that will return the hierarchy from the system. Okay. That's how I've entered the hierarchy name, and then I was able to access company hierarchy. Okay. Now, if you wanted to attach any subordinates here, so in this case, companies, if you wanted to attach, you need to go to reorganization event. So reorganization event, assign included, very first option is here, right? Select that. And then select the reorganization event I'm giving. Then you can give whatever the company that you've created, you can actually give it here. Clear on the navigation? How we need to do? You need to go to the hierarchy, related actions of that hierarchy. Then you'll be seeing an option called reorganization event. Click on that one, give that, and then you should be able to add all the companies to the company hierarchy. Is it clear for everyone? Anyone have any blocker in understanding this or anything unclear?
So let me rephrase my question. If by any chance I forgot my reorganization name, so do I need to save it in Notepad or somewhere so that I can search it again on Workday?
No, you yourself will not have your own reorganization event. Entire team will be using one reorganization event because you'll have team members, right? Probably, this team size of 7 members, say, for example. Okay. So all the 7 members have to use the same reorganization event whenever they create a company, whenever they create a cost center, whenever they create supervisor organization. So it's not that, anyways, you'll have for supervisor organization, you'll have one reorganization event. For company, you'll have different. For cost center, you'll have different. So you'll have very less number. So even if you forget, you can actually access them from the tenant actually. Okay. You can actually go for view your event and name of that. You should be.
Okay.
Amit, can we create for hierarchy for WeWork USA? In USA, we have different states, right?
Yeah, you can do
Like
that.
that
You can
can.
keep it. No, per state will not have a company, Per state will not have a company. Okay. So probably that would be a kind of different location you can have. Okay. So
Yeah, for different locations.
you'll create a location for a company. Okay. But company will be you can add different locations. Okay. So you can add that
Okay,
location
okay.
and adding. Okay. So you'll not have
Yeah,
different at each location you'll not have a company, generally.
yeah.
But in case you have an option to do that. Okay. If you have only company in USA, okay, in USA every state you have a different company. Okay. If you have that, you can actually keep USA as a kind of hierarchy, and similarly as how we have created for each country, right? You can do that similarly for each location also. So it's completely as how you wanted to have, you can utilize. But only the thing is, you cannot miss some standards actually. Okay.
So Amit, we have to follow the same process, right? For example, under the roof of WeWork India, can we keep on adding the entities? For example, WeWork Securities India or WeWork Advisory, such.
No. So this is a company actually. Okay, this is not a department. Okay, when it is a department, you can actually add different streams actually. Okay, this is a company, and company will have different departments. That is a different actually. Okay, what you are asking?
Not
It
department,
means,
or I was referring to entities under the roof of WeWork India. There are different entities where how do we add in such things?
entities in the sense you mean different companies.
No, the same company but different entities.
Like how Tata is into Tata Steel, Tata Motors, like this.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can do the same way. You can do the same way. Okay. You can actually create one company hierarchy for that. Okay. And then you can add different entities to that one. The same way you can do.
Okay. Thank you.
Amit, I have one single doubt that just we think about the Amazon is the main head office in the USA, that also Amazon office is also available in India, right? How can we create that both? But in Amazon in US we have different locations and different places, right? How can we create that hierarchy?
So we'll have one top level company for all Amazons. Okay. So Amazon, parent probably would be there. So you create Amazon US and roll up to that parent company. You create Amazon India and roll up that to the parent company. Let's say, for example, in India, you have launched another company somewhere in Delhi. Okay, somewhere in Delhi. Previously, one was there in Mumbai. You launched something other in Delhi. Okay, so you'll name that. Okay, so you'll create another company, Amazon Delhi. Okay, and you'll be rolling up to parent company. Okay, similar in US also. Okay, you can do that. So all the thing is, hierarchy is nothing but which will be holding an umbrella. Okay, which will be as a kind of umbrella that will be holding all the companies actually. So if you wanted to have, you can actually give.
Okay, okay.